Konnichiwa, Japan fans. In today's show, we are going to talk about gamification in sales training. So let's get going. This is the fourth year for the Sales Japan Series podcast. We're broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It's Chic Central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Train Japan, the best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. In my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be ready shortly in early 2021. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive COVID-19. Now, don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here's the daily lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 224. And today we are talking about gamification, make sales role play fun. An ideal work week for salespeople would start every day with sales role play with colleagues. When we do serious exercise, we warm up to get into prime condition for becoming better at our activities. It's the same with sales. We need to warm up before we interact with clients. We need to get our communication vehicle into top, well-maintained condition. By practicing what we will be saying to the client, we will be so much better when we come face-to-face or face-to-screen with the client. Yet, how many people do this every day? How about a couple of times a week? How about never? Sadly, the never answer would be the overwhelming majority. Clients don't need any preparatory work to say, your price is too high. Buyers are all given this facility at birth, so they are always ready to go. Salespeople, on the other hand, have to work hard at setting up the context for the client so that the "your price is too high" missile is never launched. Given this reality, why aren't professional salespeople working hard to perfect their skills before they are interacting with buyers? Too busy would be the typical excuse. Really? What about between 8 a.m. and, say, 8:30 in the morning? Probably everyone has a slot open to them. No one to lead the session is another cop-out. What leadership does it take to buddy up and go through different aspects of the sales call? None. Every sales team could self-regulate and practice with each other. All that is needed is to tell your partner what they were doing well in their role play and then tell them how they could make it even better. We can also make sales role plays fun. We can set up some variables for variety. We can allocate different personality styles to be played out as the buyer, the driver, time is money types. Tell me what you want and then buzz off, buddy, I'm busy. The amiable, let's have a cup of tea together and get to know each other better. The analytical, can I get the data to 3 decimal places? The expressive, let me grab my whiteboard mark and outline for you why we are going to have a spectacular year this year. Later, let's catch up for happy hour and have a few drinks. The buyer in the role play practices adjusting their communication piece to deal with the different types of buyers. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese, we do them in English, We do them live, online, and we do them in our super safe classroom. Today's show is brought to you by, on the 19th of February, in our Professional Leadership Series, we're looking at performance evaluation. On the 26th in that series, we're doing evaluation systems and coaching. And on the 5th of March, we're doing, in that same series, Professional Leadership Series, the delegation process. Now, check out our website, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com, for more information on those programs. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery. Now, both are available on Amazon, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be ready very shortly in early 2021. If you like learning by watching videos, we've got over 1,000 for you there at Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We are releasing 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premier business show on Japan, comes out every Monday. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Sundays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Another game is the pushback variable game. We have different types of objectives written down and placed in a container, like getting an evil fortune cookie. The role player buyer pulls out the objection, and the salesperson has to deal with it on the spot. A few rounds of this, and probably most of the typical pushback conversations will have been covered. The random nature of the selection means we have to think on our feet. We can also have another bowl and draw out which personality style is giving us the objection and start coming up with different combinations. For example, the driver says, "Your delivery reliability is not any good," with an aggressive snarl. Are you ready for that? And how will you handle it? The next one is the analytical. So you need to go data, evidence, and proof heavy. Are you ready for it? You get the idea? The storytelling game is another angle. It might be the story of your firm in Japan or the story of your products. The buyer selects the story theme from the bowl, and you have to tell that story in under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Why this short time frame? We need enough length to get the story pumping, but short enough that we are not boring our audience. 3 minutes or more in length, and we are pushing things with the listener's patience. Now, here is an interesting question. Do you have your company, Japan story, ready to go? What about an individual story about particular products? People don't keep data in their minds, but they are able to retain interesting stories. When I was a kid growing up in Brisbane, I remember the radio DJs telling us a bunch of trivia related to my favorite bands. I always thought to myself, wouldn't it have been more beneficial if they had told stories with something more advantageous to the country than some rock legend's doings? The point is, we can use stories to make sure the buyer remembers us when they are looking around for a solution. Storytelling is a powerful arrow in our communication quiver. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned. Go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.